Good morning. I think today what I'll do is I'll take you all on a sort of walking tour of Oxford on my way to college. It's a beautiful morning and I believe it's a little bit warmer than it has been, so hopefully it'll be a good day for it. I think we'll start off walking up through the Christchurch Meadows, and then I'll take you along High Street up to college, and you can get a look at the camera and the Bodleian Library, and we'll see what happens. I won't make you sit with me the entire time because it's probably a 15 or 20 minute walk if I take my time. So I'll stop at the interesting points and let you have a look. So I guess we'll get started. I'm not sure how well you'll be able to hear me since there's a ton of traffic behind me, but I'm standing on Folly Bridge over the Thames looking down, and it really is just gorgeous first thing in the morning like this. I don't know if you can see that there are rowers. I don't think they're punters, I think they're actual rowers. Punting is something else entirely, which involves propelling yourself along with a long stick. But here at Folly Bridge you can look over, and that's Christchurch Meadows across the way. And then the head of the river, tavern slash, I think, hotel. And it's very nice because in the morning there are always swans and geese and ducks. And all through the day the rowers are going up and down the river, and I don't think they do anything except row, but it's pretty charming. Anyway, moving on to a place a little less traffic choked, let's go up to the gardens. This is Christchurch. It's a little less picturesque in general today because it looks like they're repaving some of the stones, but I won't look over there. We'll look over here. And actually, we just missed the ringing of the bell to ring in the 10 o'clock hour, and I was trying to be here on time so you'd be able to hear it. But it happened as I was literally, I think the last chime was when I was about 10 feet away. So, oh well. But they really are just beautiful gardens, and this is the way that I walk through towards college. This is the church itself, I suppose, I think, or part of it. And again, our view is a bit marred by scaffolding, but just everything in Oxford is so old that it kind of constantly needs repair. So we'll just look over here, where there's some excellent picturesque growth and whatnot. And so I just walked, I will be walking down this long path all the way to the edge. And over there, there's some fields. I think cows actually graze in the far edge of them, because I can see them sometimes out of my window. But next I'll go up to the playing field and show you that. And these are the private playing fields. And I just have to say that they have the most amazing manicured, well-kept grass here that I've ever seen in my life. It is greener than anything that I thought there could be. Very devoted groundskeeper over there somewhere, taking care of things. But I don't know if this is true, but I heard from a tour guide who may very well have been making everything up that this field was the inspiration for the Quidditch field in Harry Potter, which, as Cassie said, well, I don't know how that's true. There's no big hoops on 50-foot tall poles, but who knows, it could be true. And then there's this, which doesn't need any explanation at all. Leaving Christchurch Meadows, I just wanted to show you this ridiculous thing. This is a common thing where the gates are look at these tight little swivels of metal that you have to just sort of squeeze through. And as I've said before, being incredibly wide would not be a very good choice in Oxford. And then for contrast, there's High Street, which is as much a city as anywhere else I've ever been. And it gets busying. This is sort of the edge no one actually comes to. But you come out of the gardens and walk down this alley, and you just come out on this bus-choked street, you know, where you have to cross, you know, very carefully or risk death. And there's all sorts of little cafes and also a lot of construction work. But it's honestly still it's very lovely in a very different way. Let me move a bit forward. you have just beautiful things on every side. So you've got the camera, and then you have what I believe is just the university church, but I could be wrong. And it's just lovely. And I'll take you up and show you near the Bodleian. So this is the Bodleian Library. So, and I'll be quiet because you're supposed to be relatively silent in here. But most of the Bodleian is closed to visitors because it's primarily still an educational institution. And so if I were to go in now, I would go in through that door, and there's a spiral staircase and that turret over there. And then the lower and upper reading rooms are in that side of the building. I'm not sure what all the rest is. I know it also has books, but I don't think we're actually allowed over there. You have to request that they send the book you want to your reading room. This is Hartford College. This is my college. I'll explain in my next post about how Oxford is composed of 38 different colleges within the university. And this is the old block quad. The new block quad is much less attractive, so I don't actually spend much time over there, but that's where some of the social stuff is. And the college lodge is there, the chapel, and then all the rest is put around. I'm actually sitting on the pretty side, so you can't see it, but that's okay. And actually there are rules that you can't sit, stand, or walk on the grass until this term, because they're trying so desperately hard to preserve its perfect manicured greenness. So now I can, at least not when there's a sprinkler not on it, but at other times of the year it is absolutely forbidden, and I'm not sure exactly what would even happen to you if you tried something terrible. Later today, after I do some business, I'll try to get you into the Radcliffe camera and also the Bodleian. We'll see what happens with that. Let's see how sneaky I can be with my little camera. But yeah, this is my college, and this is why I'm pretty sure that when it's time to leave, the end of June, I will cling weaving to the stone. I nearly forgot, everybody gets so terribly excited about the Bridge of Sighs, and it connects Old Block Quad and New Block Quad. It's unfortunately not nearly as exciting from the inside, because they've got yellow hazard tape on every step to keep people from tripping, which is a little ridiculous, but it looks very nice to me outside, and I like it very much. It's modeled after the Bridge of Sighs in Venice, so it's lovely. And now I'm on my way over to New Block Quad to visit the nurse and say hello. And then I'll be trying to get some work done. Told you about the rowers back on the Thames. So just had to do one last thing. And they do this all day, all the time. It's like the biggest sport. Everybody talks about it. They all talk about rowing all the time. Like more than, I would say, 60% of the people I met here are rowers. Bye, rowers. Well, it's actually been probably about 8 hours since I last videoed. Sorry. We've had a whole day's going on of things and people and whatnot, and I just wanted to show you before I went home for the night. This is pretty much it's not the city center, but it's about as close as I get. Normally it's the intersection where High Street becomes Queen Street and Corn Market becomes St. Aldate's. That's one thing about Oxford. All the streets change names about 6 or 7 times before they peter out. And this is just to show you how city-like Oxford can be. Down Queen Street there's a supermarket and everything, and then I live down this direction. If I go in a straight line that way, I get to Christ Church again, not the gardens, but the front. And school is back that way. But overall, it's been a lovely day, and if I think of anything else of interest to show you, I will record it and show you accordingly. Other than that, I think we're done for today, and I'll put this up as soon as I can.